have Henry McMaster, and I want to know where Boots is today.
Boots is at home wondering what that white stuff is on the ground. He's 4 years old, and he's seen it one time before when he was a puppy. But it's about time for his morning nap, so he'll be doing that soon. But that's the best little bulldog in America right there. I wish everybody could have a bulldog.
Oh, now wait a minute. Is it the Marines that have a bulldog?
Marines have a bulldog. Of course, his name is Chesty, I think.
Right. Yeah, Chesty.
And the Citadel, of course, has a bulldog.
Right.
South Carolina State has a bulldog. Georgia's got a bulldog.
But you've got the best.
Oh, they're all wonderful. We love that dog, and he loves us, and that's how we like it.
Now, you are going to be the next lieutenant governor for the great state of South Carolina?
Well, I sure hope so, or the voters will decide that on Tuesday, but I'm ready to go to work.
That's right. But, Lieutenant Governor McConnell certainly made strides when it came to our senior citizens. Where do you plan to stand on that?
Glenn McConnell's a serious man. He had a lot of experience, and when he opened up and looked at the Office on Aging and the challenge that it faces, he evaluated it properly. It's a big challenge, and he and I have talked extensively about it, and I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot we can do. We need to reduce the income taxes. If we can't eliminate them, at least reduce them on the senior citizens. We need to raise the homestead exemption from $50,000 to $75,000 or maybe $100,000 or maybe more. We need to freeze the real property taxes, just freeze them at a certain age, and perhaps even lower them 25% every few years as the clock ticks on. We need to have our seniors able to stay in their homes, safe, happy, and secure as long as possible.
Make sure that they have respite care for those caregivers. I think that was one of the biggest things that Glenn was working on when he was leaving.
Yes, the caregivers have extraordinary challenges before them. We have to do all of those things. Some of the gaps can be filled by an army of volunteers. I know there are groups and institutions that are willing to participate as volunteers. I did it in the Attorney General's office. We didn't have enough prosecutors in the state to prosecute criminal domestic violence. We asked the private lawyers if they would be trained and deputized. They did it. They prosecuted thousands of cases, didn't cost us a cent, made a big difference. We can do things in South Carolina if we collaborate and work together.
Well, I certainly hope once you are that you will call in or come up to our studio right here in Greenwood and sit down and talk with us. Glenn McConnell used to love it.
I love Greenwood, and I'll be back, I promise you. I've been here a lot. I'll keep on coming.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mike Pitts, can you come over here and talk to us for a second?
That means it's good.
He's coming. He's talking. He's always talking. That's right, and that's why we love having him right here on WCRS, because he's a talker, and so am I. How you doing today, Mike Pitts?
I'm well. I hope you are.
I'm very good. I see you got one of those pink T-shirts in your hand.
I do. I've got a granddaughter who is a huge Nikki Haley fan, and picked one up for her.
And what does that pink T-shirt say?
Well, it says something about if you want something said,
Ask a man.
Ask a man. If you want it done, ask a woman.
Woohoo, Nikki!
So, well, I'm not going to disagree because
she is the governor.
She is the governor, and Katie Owen and Barbara MacArthur, two ladies, try to keep me in line in Columbia, and they keep me on schedule and on track, and if it weren't for those two, I wouldn't have all the information I needed most of the time anyway.
Well, I know that are you looking forward to next year? Next year with the governor's office and what all has to be done down there in Columbia. Are you looking forward to it, Mike Pitts?
I'm not looking forward to a lot of the chaos in Columbia, but I am looking forward to going back and trying to complete some of the things we've been working on and to continue to take this state forward. The government has an agenda, and it takes members of the House and Senate to make sure that agenda moves forward.
Absolutely. And I suppose one more thing, we ought to really make sure that people don't sit this election out. I'm personally real concerned that with the apathy that we have going, that people are just going to say, my vote doesn't count.
Every single vote counts. And in my very first election for county council, my opponent was determined by one vote. They had to recount that vote 13 times. But that one vote determined who my opponent was going to be. That's how close that election was. One vote counts.
Absolutely. So everybody needs to, if they haven't done early voting or absentee voting, they need to get out and vote on Tuesday.
Absolutely. Look, a lot of men and women paid a price in blood and some with their lives to give you the ability to go vote. I think it's a dishonor to those folks if you don't go vote.
Well, Mike Pitts, thank you for your service. We got Veterans Day coming up right around the corner, don't we? Right after the election. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the fact that you always come on and give us the straight stuff right here on WCRS.
I try.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you, Ann.
That's right. I told you I'd have exciting things going on this morning, and I am right here with Congressman Jeff Duncan. We are now waiting the arrival of Governor Haley. But you're no small potatoes, are you here, Jeff?
Well, I'm here just to try to get the voters pumped up about Tuesday's big election here in South Carolina and nationwide. It's a great day to be in South Carolina. I see we have climate change. One thing I love about the state is we have 4 seasons, and we're experiencing early winter here in November. What a great day in South Carolina here in Greenwood. Waiting on the governor, we're going to just talk about all the things that we're all really shooting for, and that's limited government, free markets, individual liberties.
Yeah, that's right. But this has gotten kind of be a nasty race here at the end, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. You know, I follow a lot of federal stuff, so there's a lot of nastiness going across the nation, but it's been an interesting week in South Carolina, no doubt, with the governor's race.
Absolutely. So how are you feeling here at the very end of the race? I mean, 3 days here till Election Day?
Well, we feel good about our campaign and where we are. I look forward to serving the folks of the district again once in Washington, and so we feel good about Tuesday's results. We'll see. And if folks want to come out, we've got an election washing party at the Clinton House Plantation over in Clinton at 7 o'clock. You'll need to RSVP, but everyone's welcome to come. We'll have barbecue from Lee's Barbecue, which is a Lawrence County, Greenwood County enterprise, and would love to have folks come watch the return. So.
You know, Jeff, I think one of the most important things we could say here today was please get out and vote.
Absolutely. The importance of just doing your civic duty and voting is so important, but this is a crucial election nationwide, and so encouraging folks to vote here in South Carolina, but also if you know friends in Montana or Arkansas or North Carolina, encouraging them to get out and vote too. It's so important for the nation. It's critical that I think we take the United States Senate, and then it's the United States Congress against the president. I'm a Republican, so I'm unabashed about my conservatism. I want to see conservative Republican policy passed out of Congress. I want to end Harry Reid's effective veto for the president. I want to send bills to his desk. We passed 360-something bills out of the House that have gone nowhere in the Senate. I want to see a lot of those go to the president's desk. Let him make a decision and actually do his job.
And could you give us just a little auctioneer phrase like going once, going twice? It's going to be a Republican win.
Hey, now, what do you get for it? Who'll send me into Republicans? Hey, there, I got a Republican bid. Hey, will you send me in at Republicans? And there we go, sold Republicans on Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Congressman Jeff Duncan.
Thank you. God bless.
All right. Well, we have Governor Haley right here. How you doing this morning, Governor Haley? What did you think of the turnout here today?
Amazing turnout on a day that's a little snowy, a little wet, and a little cold, but it didn't stop anybody from coming out. We could not be more grateful. It's a great day in Greenwood. It's a great day in South Carolina.
Well, we want to appreciate you for thanking us for 73 years on the air. We appreciated that very much for our radio.
That's quite an accomplishment. You've been around a long time. We hope you'll be around for 73 more.
I won't. Maybe you will. Well, Governor Haley, you know, one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was the issue of school vouchers. Where do you stand on that?
We've always been for school vouchers. You know, I always want choices for people. In every arena, I want them to have options. And when it comes to education, we want every parent to feel empowered. We want every student to be empowered. So as we've now passed it for children with disabilities, which was great, I hope we continue to expand the program.
Absolutely. And what else do you consider the top thing on your list to get done in South Carolina when you're reelected?
I think we're still going to continue to focus on jobs and the economy, but you're going to see us continue to focus on it in a different way. Workforce development, so that anybody can get any one of these jobs. They can build a tire, they can build a plane, they can, build a car. We want them all to feel like they can do that and create the opportunities. Infrastructure will continue to move on. We passed a great education reform bill, the first in 2 decades, but that's got to happen every year. We've got to continue adding to that education plan so that it moves forward. And then we want strong ethics reform in South Carolina. We fought it for 2 years, we failed for 2 years, but we're going to continue to try.
I think ethics reform, and what about campaign reform? The dollars that are spent on these campaigns, it's got to drain you to constantly be raising money.
That's exhausting. I mean, we've always focused on messaging. So you see that all of our money we put straight to TV so that we could get our message out. We knew we had a great story to tell.
I noticed that you didn't put any in radio.
We did put some in radio, but anytime that there's campaign reform laws, yes, we're going to look at it. What we don't want, the goal with reform is you don't want loopholes. And so it's always about closing up loopholes and making sure that everything's really black and white.
Absolutely. And one more question about the infrastructure that we're dealing with. You keep saying that next year you're going to unveil that plan. Any idea how you're going with that plan? Come on, Nikki, tell me, please.
And I didn't say next year we'd unveil. What I said was we wanted to do this like the education reform plan, which is we spent a year talking to stakeholders, trying to figure out what our options were, what we could do. And that's what we've done all summer. That's what we're continuing to do through the fall. But let's look at infrastructure. We knew we needed infrastructure from the very beginning. The first thing we did was we put $300 million aside to deepen the Port of Charleston, so now we're getting the green light from the Corps. We're not having to run to get that money, it's there. We also put an inland port in the upstate. That was very important to show product to market. That's the reason we got the carbon fiber plant. That's the reason BMW expanded, and we wanted the whole state to benefit. Then we passed the largest transportation bill in 2 decades. $1 billion is not small change. You're seeing orange cones out there for our roads and bridges, and we did it without raising taxes. So every year we've continued to make infrastructure a priority. We're going to continue to make it a priority as much as we can.
All right. Well, there's other questions out there. I'm going to just listen in, though, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, you said in your speech that orange cones are everywhere. What can you point to in terms of what we're doing on the roads right now?
Well, we were in the low country and we saw the orange cones down there. You can come up 26 and we saw the orange cones there. We were driving through some part of the state and I was commenting about, look at all the orange cones. They're there. I mean, clearly everybody wants this done yesterday. I can't do that. But what I can tell you is progress has been made on the infrastructure front on a lot of different levels. And whether it's the Port of Charleston, whether it's the inland port, whether it's this $1 billion tax bill, transportation bill without raising taxes, it shows that we've been serious about it from the beginning. We're going to continue to be serious. Are we going to satisfy everybody all the time? No, but we're going to keep on working to move the ball.
Did the snow cause any problems for the campaign this morning?
So we checked with Mr. Joe, who's our bus driver, and he said that he could handle it. I've been on the phones with DOT and our utilities. We've been in communication with them. It looks like we have DOT crews out all over, picking up limbs, making sure they're keeping the roadways clear. The roads seem to be pretty safe. Our concern is there's still a lot of leaves on the trees. So from a utility standpoint, it's heavy, it's weighing things down. So about 27,000 outages right now. But we're hoping that we can relieve that, and then we'll be watching the weather very closely tonight. But in terms of Team Haley on the bus, no, we're moving alive and well, and we've got 4 more stops after this.
Another term mean for the rural communities as far as job creation?
Another term for the rural communities, if I'm governor, is going to be another term where we're going to continue to make the rural communities a priority. I've always said if we're going to lift up South Carolina, we have to lift up all of South Carolina, and that includes our rural communities. You look at Greenwood and you look at the projects we've brought here, but look at areas like Winsboro, look at areas like Jasper. Those are areas that are now seeing jobs that haven't seen them in a long time. So if we are truly serious about lifting up South Carolina, we have to lift up rural areas when it comes to jobs, education, infrastructure, everything.
Tell me a little bit about workforce development. In Greenwood and Lakeland, you have a lot of people who have been working in mills for 40 years, but they still have time left to work, but the mills aren't here anymore.
So what we've done is, one, you're seeing that we're bringing in these new high-tech jobs. Our technical colleges are going to be our best friends going forward. They have been fantastic already, but we've been meeting with the president of the state technical colleges. We're coming up with a workforce development program that we can put in place so that anybody that feels stuck in their job and wants to move to one of these new jobs, we're going to have a plan where they can get trained, move into those new jobs, and realize that there is opportunity in South Carolina. That's really important to me, for the middle class to never feel capped off, but to feel like there's always an opening and an opportunity for them to have a better life. And we have our soon-to-be Lieutenant Governor, Henry McMaster, here by my side. He's been fantastic. You know that when we fought ethics reform for 2 years, he was really stellar with Travis Medlock and coming up with the ethics plan. He helped push it the last couple of years, but now we're hoping to have him right there in the Senate to really carry it through.
Right. She's right.
Michael Haley, I'm in Eller with WCRS Radio. How you doing today?
Terrific. Doing well.
I would just be curious,
How is it to be on the campaign trail? Is this something you enjoy?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
There's nothing like traveling this state and being able to see everybody and get to talk to the people.
Absolutely. Well, you know, after the election, would you consider coming up here to Greenwood and sitting down and talking to us about your service and the whole 9 yards?
I'd love to share the story.
Well, we would love to have you on the radio.
My job's actually easy, but I enjoy it. I have a good time. Again, it's great to be able to travel when I'm able to do it and not working, to be able to travel, get out and see the people and see the state. It's a beautiful state. Enjoy the people.
Absolutely. And your trip over there to Afghanistan, what do you think now that they've left Afghanistan last Sunday?
Well, the South Carolina National Guard is pretty much left there. There's still some components that'll be left there. I think there has to be somewhat of a management level of military there. You know, we've seen what's happened in Iraq. Pulling out doesn't solve the issue, but there's got to be some maintenance and some management level left behind.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. I do hope you will come up there to Greenwood and see us.
Let me know.
All right.
Great to
Sounds
talk to
great.
you.
Thank you so much,
Good to see you.
Michael. Good luck.
South Carolina is a great day. All over we got the A team, we got the right ideas, we got the right candidates, we got the right party. Everything's right. We're in the best state in the United States, getting better every day because of the policies that our governmental leaders are taking. And I don't need to introduce you to one of the finest congressmen in Washington, one of the greatest fellows we've ever had in public office in South Carolina, that's our own Jeff Duncan.
Coming out, I implement the weather day, and November 1st to see snow. Wow. I tell you what, we've got a short time till Tuesday, right? You're going to get out there, you're going to pick up the phone, you're going to call friends in North Carolina, and Arkansas, and Alaska, and Michigan, and all these places where we can take the United States Senate.
And our education in South Carolina is going to get better. We cannot reach our full potential if we can educate the young people. And here we go. We're going to get something started. This time, we're moving straight to the top. Molly Spillman, Superintendent of Education.
I never dreamed when I was going to school right over across the railroad tracks at Lander that I'd be back here with the greatest governor and all these wonderful people. And just thank you so much for your support. I bring greetings to you from Saluda, where it was snowing this morning we woke up to. Governor Haley listened to educators she listened to because she spent half of her last term just listening, and then she did exactly what we asked her to do. And education is moving forward. I want to be a part of that team. I look forward to working with her, supporting you, making our schools even better so that our children can have an even brighter future. Thank you. I appreciate your vote next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Y'all so much. South Carolina is going straight to the top. Yes. We have all the assets. We got everything we need. All the institutions. What it takes is strong leadership and vision going in the right direction. And we've got to be able to communicate that to the people out there so they'll know where we're going and know what we're doing and know what's coming. Y'all heard about the young couple that didn't communicate much, that got married, just didn't talk much, but they loved each other, they moved into the little house, still didn't talk much. The mom-in-law moved in with them. Well, after 2 or 3 months, the young groom said, "Baby, don't you think it's about time we find your mama someplace else to live?" She said, "My mama, I thought she's your mama." This child here knows how to communicate. She told the country when she took office, when she was running for office, she said, "You put me in there, give me the reins, and we can bring economic prosperity to South Carolina." And even the harshest critics will say today that that's what's happening. South Carolina right now is on everybody's lips. Everybody's watching. Everybody wants to do what we're doing here. And ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to do 4 years and more. We're going straight to the top with Nikki Haley.
We had an absolute dream team of a federal delegation. So thank you for giving us Jeff Duncan. Please help us keep Jeff Duncan and let's keep him strong as we go forward. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate your friendship.
because we didn't have everything the big cities had. And we didn't have all the technology and everything else they had. And the way we've been able to do this education reform and the way we've been able to partner with Molly has been fantastic. The idea of having her as a right-hand person going forward is going to be great. Thank you. Spread the word on Molly. Let's bring it home Tuesday for her because education's about to get a whole lot better. And my dream is of having a partner in the State House, and boy, am I going to get one with Henry McMaster on Tuesday. He has been with us in this entire administration, but he has worked on, whether it was ethics reform, he has spent tireless hours, whether it's about the lawsuits coming in from D.C., he's helped me work on those. Whatever it is in the Office on Aging, we could not get better than Henry McMaster on Tuesday. So know that we're going to be able to work hard, but help me bring back or bring Henry to the State House on Tuesday. Make sure you tell everybody to vote. Thank you. Before I get started, I'm going to say thank you because so many of you lifted our family up, whether it was prayers, whether it was support, through all the year that Michael was deployed in Afghanistan. Well, he is now back home. The coolest first gentleman is here. We've been on this bus tour for a while. This is, I think, day 3 or 4 of the bus tour, but I've done it without my kids, so I finally got to get my kids last night. They're with us this morning. One's actually asleep on the bus, but Rita is here with us, so So let's look at where we are. 4 years ago, I came to you and I asked you to take a chance on me. There was really no reason you should have. It was my words and it was my vision. It was vision of a state that had a great economy. It was vision of jobs for the people of this state. It was vision of education for our children regardless of where they live. And you gave me that chance. So now I'm going to ask you to get loud and tell me if we made a difference. You said you wanted South Carolina to come back up 57,000 jobs in 45 out of 46 counties. Named 3rd best state in the country to do business in. We dropped small business taxes. Did we make a difference? About welfare and what we were going to do. We have taken 25,000 people off of welfare and put them to work, and we're going to keep on growing that number. Did we make a difference? We are a strong right to work state, but you said to keep it strong, and so we said we were going to kick if we got pushed, and we did. The National Labor Relations Board sued that great American company Boeing for creating 1,000 jobs in Charleston. We got loud. The rest of the country got loud. And get excited because those 1,000 jobs are now 7,500 non-union jobs today. We wanted infrastructure. We knew that if we were going to bring jobs, infrastructure had to be with it. We're the only state in the country that put all the money aside, $300 million, to deepen the Port of Charleston. We put the inland port, and we passed the first transportation bill in 20 years, $1 billion for our roads and bridges. Orange cones are going up everywhere, and we did it without raising taxes. Did we make a difference? And then we said, if we were going to have those 57,000 jobs, none of that mattered if it wasn't going to be our South Carolina children that were going to be able to get those jobs. Before, South Carolina was educating their children based on where they were born and raised, not on the fact that they deserved a good education, and that was our future workforce. We did the first education reform effort in 2 decades, reading coaches, technology, and we're just getting started. Did we make a difference? And something I cared about terribly, which was I wanted the perception of South Carolina to be better. And I didn't want just the rest of the country to look at us better. I wanted us to look at ourselves better. I wanted us to be proud. I wanted us to love the state that we lived in. And on top of being named 3rd best state in the country to do business in, we were named the friendliest state in the country. But the one I'm most proud of, we were just named the most patriotic state in the country. But this is where we need your help. This time I'm not asking you to listen to my words. This time I'm asking you to judge me on the results that we've given you. Judge me on my actions. And get out there and vote on Tuesday. Tell 10 people, Facebook, email, whatever it takes. I know we're up in polls, but polls don't vote. What happens and what matters is what happens on Tuesday. So we want you to get out. We want you to help us. There is one important effort going on, Amendment 2, that you will see on your ballot on Tuesday. We are the only state in the country that still elects our adjutant general. That's the person that's at my right side that takes care of our military, our National Guard, our emergency management divisions, as we're dealing with this right now. All of those things, if we have a crisis mode. We can't leave that to chance. I'm blessed to have General Livingston. But a few years ago, we had a pharmacist that ran for that position. We love pharmacists, but they don't need to be running our military. This would allow qualifications. This would allow the right person so that we're never leaving it to chance. Please vote yes on Amendment 2. It's not partisan. Republicans and Democrats want it, but we want to make sure we change South Carolina for the better. So vote yes on Amendment 2. And so now we are going to, we've got somewhere, where's the merchandise table? Back there, we've got It's a Great Day in South Carolina t-shirts. We've got my favorite pink t-shirt that says, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. My favorite. We've got books, we've got signs, we've got bumper stickers. We will sign, we will take pictures. God bless you, Greenwood, for coming out today on this messy morning. But just know that Tuesday, we're going to make sure it is a fantastic day in South Carolina. God bless you. Thank you very much.